Well, good morning, our YouTube people. There's Casper. We're waiting for Facebook to come around. But we're glad you're here this morning. Happy Tuesday, or whatever day it is that you're catching the video today. Okay, hang on, Casper. We're not ready yet. Hang on. We got about 2 minutes to go. We're going to gong ourselves in. Well, we're broadcasting away, but it doesn't look like we're on Facebook. All right. Apparently we are on Facebook because I saw Ann just checked in from Hawaii. Aloha, Ann. Nice to see you. I'm just not getting a Facebook feed on my monitor yet, but that doesn't mean that much. All right, we're just going to proceed then. I don't know. We always have this tech problem periodically, so we'll fix it again if we need to. Hopefully it's working and you guys are seeing the live broadcast. Okay, I can't see who's with us today, so I'm just going to proceed. It's 8:30. We're going to gong ourselves in, and we will go from there. We're glad you're here this morning. So if you put a comment in there, the comment seems to be appearing, but I'm not seeing the live feed. And I don't know what I can do about that except just proceed. But I do know that we've been running several weeks in a row, and we were going to take a break next week. So we're here just today. We're glad to see you. We're going to gong ourselves in. It's 8:31. We're a little late. Here comes Casper. He wants to say hi. There's the Casper guy. Here we go. Let's get ready to gong ourselves in. Light workers gathered from around the world. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's take a big deep breath in. We're going to let out the sound ah. Here we go. Relaxing the shoulders. And just one more big deep breath in. And let out the sound ah. Okay. Well, we're glad you're here this morning. We do know, hey Daz, nice to see you. Arlen, nice to see you. We're glad you're up. So your reactions are coming. I don't know if your comments are coming, but we are up. I'm just not getting you on my feed. So that's the way that goes. But we're here and we're running and we're up on YouTube. We'll be able to you can send the YouTube link easily to friends and other light workers that you know are tuning in and turning on. And good morning, Becky and Daz. And we're glad to see you this morning. Glad to be seen. All right, so if you saw the poster went out yesterday. Thank you again, Candace, for that. It says, I am one with the one. I am that. For those of you who know the teachings of Ernest Holmes, he offered a form of prayer, not a content of prayer, but a form of prayer that he called spiritual mind treatment. It's been taught to thousands and thousands of people since he wrote the book and the book, The Science of Mind, and began spreading the philosophy for those who had ears to hear. And in spiritual mind treatment, the first two steps are very critical. And the first step in that form of treatment is to recognize source or energy or oneness or God as everything. That all things are animated by the same life force. We are that life force, and it is in us and as us and through us. And The second step in that spiritual mind treatment is to identify with that. There is only one power. That life is the perfect power of the one, and that life is the life force, and that is the life force that is in me, and I am that. And as you know, Christianity and the teachings of Jesus as it was recorded Jesus said, I am the way, the light, and the truth. He also said, I am the resurrection, and the life. And of course, if we take that in the personal sense, and we believe that's one person, but he was talking about the I am, that is one with the I am that everyone in humanity is. Everyone is that same life force, just like the life force that's in a lizard, and the life force that's in a plant, and the life force that's in a dog, and the life force that's in you and me is the same life force. But it evolves up that spiral, the evolutionary spiral, forever expanding out to reveal more and more of itself to the self, by the self, through the self, is the old ancient saying from the Hindu tradition. But the self, the I am that I am, is being revealed to me through that self, which is the I am that I am. And the more I become conscious of it, and the more I begin to identify with myself as that I am, the clearer my cosmic duty becomes. And that's what we're really working on today. Marcel Proust, the French novelist, he said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. So we are not going to sit and meditate and see all of a sudden humanity decide it's going to create peace, or humanity suddenly decide it's going to work with her. Good morning, Tricia and Becky and others that are out there. We're glad you're here. I'm glad we're on Facebook. I just can't see you. So we'll have to work with my buddy Ian to see if I could get that technical problem fixed up. So we are not really trying to change the world. We're trying to change ourselves. And in changing ourselves, we become the embodiment of something that hasn't been before. We become the embodiment of this new path, this new awakening, this new dawn, the I am, the resurrection, and the life, right? We become the place where that's happening. And so what we're working to do as light workers in the world is continually work on ourselves. We go back to that line from Ernest Holmes that said, we are born to have fun living, to constantly commune with the presence that is within and around us, and to grow and expand forever. So this constant communion is to bring, and here's another line I like. The path of fulfillment belongs to each of us, and the goal is freedom in consciousness, right? So we may always be people who are contributors. If we're gonna wake up and say, I belong to the one, and then I'm going to turn my attention to the one, that it would guide, guard, protect, and direct me, and lead me into these expansions of ever greater freedom. It's not a path of suffering and torment. It's a path of awakening and moving to greater and greater freedom. The more each one of us create that freedom in our own lives, by working very consciously with the power of our thoughts and attitudes, and bring that awareness into our space, the more we're bringing that awareness into the world. And each one of us here gathered, you wouldn't be connected with Coffee with Casper and all of us as light workers if we didn't already know those first two steps, that I am one with the one, and I am that. And the self, the I am that I am, must raise itself by the self, in other words, by tuning in to the high self. And this is where we talk about daily we meditate, and daily we do our affirmative prayers, our spiritual mind treatments, to heal the areas in our lives that are not demonstrating that kind of freedom, right? We are the ones who must bring that freedom into our lives through our awareness. Now, then we look at the external world and we see all the divisiveness and all the violence, seeming rage coming into the world, in all the countries, in London, in the Middle East, in Australia. We're seeing a suppressed anger trying to find its way out, as if somehow striking out in the universe is going to create more freedom or more love or more joy or whatever. But it doesn't work that way, right? What we know is that this power for good in the universe is ours to use, but we must tune into it, and we must call upon it. And we must not only call upon it, what is the biblical term is, we must call upon it in faith believing. That the shift in awareness for us as light workers is that we are moving up. We are moving up in our awareness, and we are not arguing with the world. We are simply being a place that's a higher order of being that already exists, that our divine self wants us to see, that our divine self wants us to use, and that our divine self wants us to use for our personal selves, yes, but beyond our personal selves, to everyone who touches the arena of our experience. If you enter into the consciousness of where I am, we're seeking to be the place that emanates kindness, that emanates high love, that is not afraid of the word love, that can recognize that there's what we used to call two kinds of love, personal love and universal love. And we want to be a place where both of those things are happening, where universal love is flowing through me and personal love is coming to me, right? So I have the opportunity to be both very intimate with love and to be very universal with love. That I can extend love as light through me and all the people who touch my experience by means of who and what I am, by means of rising up into a higher order of being. Now, there's no path, as we've talked about many times. There's no path to all of a sudden demanding upon the infinite that I be illumined and carry this light in the world. No, we must daily, it's why the master teacher a long time ago said we must daily seek, we must daily ask and seek and knock on the possibility of a greater freedom moving into our life and into our awareness on a daily basis. I am that. And so we need prayer and meditation. We need to quiet the mind, to dwell on the I am presence by mantra, by phrase, by whatever meditation technique you have used. As I have shared very often, I practice a mantra meditation, and the mantra I use is I am. And I share that mantra knowing that it may feel right for some and may not feel right for others, but you will begin to see as you focus on the I am that I am, on that which is the soul, as we talk about Meister Eckhart's line that says has been gazing at the awareness of God, at the glory of God, while it's directing my senses. But am I tuning into that direction on a daily basis? Am I asking and seeking and knocking? Am I offering myself, as the Ricky Byers says, I release and I let go. I offer my prayers and I release and I let go because I remember I am only here for God. That's that Ricky Byers song called I Release that was created out of the Agape ministry. And so that's where we want to be, where we are really devotees to surrendering to my immortal life. Because the more I surrender to my immortal life, the more I can bring the power of that light into my mind, into my body, and into my experience. There's the line from Roy Eugene Davis, the wonderful teacher, that I am superior to my mind, my body, and my experience. I am not denying my mind, my body, or my experience. In fact, I'm wanting to use it, that all of it becomes a contribution to my path in the light. Yeah? So this is where I want us to put our attention this week, that you can see through the mist. That's what we're called to do, is to see through the mist. The lessons that we have been given that we would see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality. And then by means of that seeing, bring that clearer vision into the world, which is thirstier and thirstier for a higher order of being. And now that there are so many billions of people on the planet, there's so much awareness on the planet, there are enough light workers on the planet to bring forth this healing light, this healing awareness, this vibration of peace and love and beauty into the world through our experience on a daily basis, right? And in that way be contributing to the awakening of the world. At some point we will hit critical mass and peace will break out on the planet. And love, as Teilhard de Chardin said, love will be like the discovery of fire, a brand new power in the universe. That we as human beings can collectively work together, and being part of humanity and enjoying, the gifts of humanity, everything from being able to pet a four-legged to interacting with other species, to the beauty of a newborn baby, or the discovery of a kindergartner of language and math and words and letters. All of it can be from the innocent perspective of waking up to a new good. I am that. I am that which is love. I am that which is light. I am that which is beauty. I am that which is peace. I am that which is abundance. I'm making room for the healing, that I release the fears and doubts and begin to move with a faith that is convinced of itself, so convinced of itself that it knows no opposites, right? That's what Ernest Holmes said, that faith is an attitude so convinced of itself that it knows no opposites. So I begin to put that faith hi, Tricia and Cynthia. Thank you all for being here. I don't have any monitor on Facebook, but I know that we're gathered, and very often you can't talk back to me just because I'm broadcasting. So I know you're there. I know I can feel your presence. I can feel your light. I can feel your commitment, and who you are is something wonderful in the world and something needed. We all often think, what can one person do? And the answer is, one person is part of a collective. It's like a few weeks ago when the solar eclipse happened, we saw, whether you were in the path of the eclipse or not, you saw millions and millions and millions of souls all across the planet, all around the planet, gazing up together at the same time, right? And every one of those candles gazing up is lighting a beam. It's lighting the possibility. It's the joy of the collective experience, the joy of what it is that we can withstand more light. We can work harmoniously together in a new way as massive humanity that we've never done before. This is the time of releasing war and releasing violence and discovering the path of peace and discovering the providence of love. And it doesn't happen by itself. It requires each one of us devoting ourselves to that discovery and to that revelation. So that's what we're working on this week, is to know that no matter what the world is doing, I have a right to draw on the light and to make more room for light in my life, to free myself up from fears and doubts and limitations. And where those fears and doubts and limitations have been, to place faith, to place my knowing that I am one with the one, that the one is guiding, guarding, protecting, directing me, and leading me into the paths of perfect right action, that every step I may take will bring more light, more love, more joy, and more wisdom into the world. Daily, I remember who I am. Daily, I commit to bringing that light into the world in a new way. Daily, I commit to having faith in humanity's ability to shift from an old paradigm of violence and war to a new paradigm of peace and love. It began in the 60s when we saw the marches for peace and love happening all around the campuses. And We are seeing the young people today saying we need to be more consistent with how we place love in the world, that we honor all humans from every part of the planet, that we honor all belief systems. I love that line from Desmond Tutu, who says the reason there are so many thousands of belief systems is to just mirror to us how vast and glorious the one actually is. That the life force that we call God or source or self is the life force that animates all things, that it is pure and perfect intelligence, and that we release our limited perspective and fall into a higher order of being, or fall up, or ascend up into a higher order of being, and then carry that higher order of being into the world, so that we are a place of peace, and we are a place of love, and we are a place of bringing forth the consciousness that we have been developing for lifetimes to be of service in this life. You're watching Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. We're gathering week after week on Tuesdays. We broadcast 24/7 on YouTube and Facebook. And what we know is that these ideas and the vibrations that we create by connecting together and reminding ourselves of what we already know, but turning up the amplitude just a little bit every day in every way to the best of our ability. And in that way, we are awakening to our purpose, and we're bringing our purpose into the world, even in the midst of enjoying this incredible thing that we call the human experience. Who you are is something wonderful. If you found anything valuable in this video, we ask you to share it. Go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, go wherever you can. I will go to YouTube and grab the video and bring it over Facebook. I know it's already there, but I can't paste it because I didn't get it. But you did, so share it wherever you can. Like it, follow it. Let's connect more people. Send it to your friends. You can send the YouTube address directly on email. Go into your contact list and grab that YouTube address and just send it to your friends. And say, check in if you want. We are glad you're here. And who you are is something wonderful. And until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Bye for now. Come on up, Casper. Say goodbye one more time. He just loves to be part of the package. All right, it's the best.